Good morning, everybody.
This is Morning Announcements
With Millie.
and Mr. I.
Today is
Monday, June 15th.
woohoo, the last week of school.
Yes!
Did you know that today is National
Smile Power Day.
and National Photography Day? Happy birthday to Gabby.
She's a 7th grader. She shares a birthday with rapper Ice Cube,
Actress Courtney Cox,
actor Neil Patrick Harris,
WWE wrestler Bailey,
and country singer Waylon Jennings.
Woohoo! Saturday was Isaiah's birthday.
He's in 7th grade.
And yesterday, there were a lot of birthdays. And yesterday, there were 6 birthdays. Kara,
She's in Mrs. Quimby's kindergarten class,
Carter,
is in Miss Wright's kindergarten class,
Tyler,
is in Mr. Anderson's 5th grade class,
Annie,
is a senior,
Caitlin,
is a senior,
and Mark.
is also a senior.
Huh, at least they were, but they graduated on Friday. Congratulations.
This is Ray J with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic to which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with justice for all.
Thank you, Ray J.
Daily quote: Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. By Ralph Waldo Emerson.
This quote was shared with us by high school teacher, Mr. King. Thanks, Mr. King.
This is the 4th part of my interview with Larkin Poe. Enjoy. You've toured with a lot of bands. Who've been some of the most memorable?
Ooh, I think one of the most memorable would have to be Keith Urban.
Yeah.
Keith Urban is a, big old country star, and he is an incredible musician, a really nice guy. He has probably 150 people who work for him. So he has a big empire of a business. So he positively impacts a lot of people in his life. And he brought us out on tour with him in 2018 for his world tour in the US and Canada. And
so we were playing for arenas of people,
Yeah.
which is, 15, 20,000 people per night.
And that was
That was
really
quite a thrill.
educational. Yeah, really educational because, typically you're playing shows for a few hundred people at a time or a few thousand, but getting up on a stage of that size, it was really nerve-wracking. And so we learned a lot, and we're so grateful that he asked us to come out and join him. Hats off to Keith Urban. What a guy.
Where are some of the more memorable places you've performed at?
Ooh. We've been super lucky to get to go all around the world and play music. Some of my most memorable shows would have been in Tokyo, Japan, and Norway. We got to tour a lot in Norway, and what a beautiful country. So amazing.
Yeah.
And then some of my favorite shows would have been here in the US, getting to go to some of our national parks here in the US. Just so, so beautiful. Some of the most beautiful places on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Have you toured in Europe before?
We have.
A lot. We
Yeah.
actually tour more in Europe than we do here in the US.
I think that's true. And it's a great way to broaden your horizons as a person, to be able to travel, because you realize that the way we do things here at home is not the only way. So I think it's a really great way to become a citizen of the world. If you go out and travel and you come in contact with lots of different people and realize that there's so many beautiful ways to live. And I think touring in Europe is really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to hit so many different countries and eat so much amazing food. Oh my goodness. In Italy and France, they know how to eat food. It's true.
What was it like to be able to play with each other?
I think it's probably one of my favorite things in my life. As sisters, we're really close because with your siblings, when you look at each other, sometimes you can read each other's minds, and you just, because you watch the same TV shows, you have the same jokes, you have so many shared memories, that there is a really important family connection that you share, and you can't share that with anyone else. So for us, family is really important, and it's even more important because we do enjoy you know, playing with each other on stage and writing songs and recording in the studio. And I think being sisters, it's kind of like a superpower. So I think if you look at that kind of relationship with your siblings as a superpower you can share with someone, it's pretty awesome.
We just have to be careful not to push each other's buttons.
Yeah, it's not worth it to fight with each other. It's not, because the world is not a happy place when she's mad at me or I'm mad at her. So we want to keep the peace.
Describe the process of putting together an album.
It's a lot of work to put together an album.
Mm-hmm.
First, you have to write the songs. And I feel like songwriting is kind of like taking pictures. You know how you can take 10 pictures in a row and maybe one of them is a good picture where you're like, oh, I look cute in that picture. And the rest of them you're just like, oh, what happened? That's kind of like songwriting. You have to write 10 songs typically to get one good one. And the others, they're fine, but they're just nothing special. So you write all the songs, you get, as many good ones as you feel you can. And then you take them into the studio and you have to perform them. So you have to, think about all the different ways you want to approach the song. Do we want drums on this one? What do we want the guitars to sound like? All the different little pieces of the puzzle, you have to put them together. And then you have to do that for each and every song. And then all those songs are given to the mix engineer. And so the mix engineer takes all the puzzle pieces that you've given him, the drums and the guitar and the bass and the vocals, and he puts them all into place. He takes it and he makes it look nice and like bulletproof. He makes it sound awesome. And then the mix engineer takes that album, that collection of songs, and sends it to the mastering engineer. And the mastering engineer takes it and makes it all loud so that when people play it on their phones or their home speakers, it's really punchy and loud. And then you have to make the packaging for the album. So you have to take all the pictures to put on the art and make it look really cool. And then you have to release it. And you have to make sure that people know that it's coming out, which is a whole process.
So our record is now coming out in just under 2 weeks. So we're like almost to the end of the process. So we're super happy to be finally getting it out in the world after all of that work.
Yeah, but it's kind of a long, drawn out and sometimes confusing process. But it's also, it's part of our job and we love it. And typically good things don't happen easy. You really do have to sweat it when you want something to come out really, really, well and strong. Like you have to shed some sweat.
Yeah. You write your own songs, or do you have people help you with them?
We pretty much write all of our own songs. We've been lucky to write with some really incredible writers, and I've learned so much from those experiences. Getting to write with somebody who is much better at something than you are, it's really mind-opening. It makes you think about things differently. But for our albums, both Megan and I feel really strongly about keeping the songs ours as much as possible, because we do want people who listen to our albums to know what our creative perspective is, what we think is important, what stories we want to tell. And I think that's how you become unique as an artist, is being vulnerable and letting people hear your stories.
Thanks, Millie. I know lots of people have enjoyed this interview with Larkin Poe. Nice job.
Thanks. Crazy laws. In Baltimore, Maryland, fortune telling is illegal. Anyone pretending to forecast or foretell the future of another by cards, palm reading, or any other scheme can be found guilty of a misdemeanor, fined up to $500, or even spend time in jail. So I guess if you want to have a career of fortune telling, you can't do it in Baltimore. You can't practice. So
Yes. Yeah, I guess not. No crystal ball for you.
this is Grayson with the weather.
Hello and welcome to today's morning announcement. I'm your host of today's Ocosta News weather, Grayson Bearden. First, let's go over yesterday's weather. As you can see, we had some nice weather yesterday. We also had some clouds and wind. Our high is around 60 degrees and our low is around 52. It was a pleasant day overall. And now back to me in the studio. Thank you, me, for that recap of yesterday's weather. And now for today's. Our high is going to be around 58 degrees and our low will be around 50 degrees. We are forecasted to have clouds with rain showers. There is a 70% chance of rain. Our winds will be from the west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Our sunrise at 5:20 a.m. and our sunset will be at 9:13 p.m. Our low tides are at 3:26 a.m. and 3:07 p.m. Our high tides are at 9:24 a.m. and 9:45 p.m. And that's all for today's edition of Ocosta News Weather for the Monday, June 15th morning announcements. Hopefully you can get outside today and enjoy the outdoors. Thank you, stay safe, and have a great day.
Thanks for the information, Grayson. Where's Dubs? Dubs got out from Mrs. Hatton's house around and about in Westport. Dubs, interesting shoes. Can you guess where Dubs was in this picture?
Stay to the end to find the answer. This is PE at Home with Mrs. Anderson.
Good morning, Wildcats. Today my challenge for you is sidewalk chalk obstacle course. So you're going to need to have some sidewalk chalk and a place to make your obstacle course. Okay, you may also want to pre-design your obstacle course with a map. That's what I did. Okay, so here's mine. On yours you can do anything, so I'm just giving you an example. Okay, all right, I'm going to start on my start, and my first one is hopscotch. The second one is balance. So I'm just going to follow my line, balancing all down it. The next one is ski jump. The next one is lava. So I'm going to hop from rock to rock. Okay, and my next one is toe tap. So I balance on my left, tap with my right. And then over here, balance on my right, tap with my left. Okay, the next is a hand walk. So I have to follow the walk, being on my hands in a plank position. Oh, and then when I get here, it says hold the plank for 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And hop. I have to follow the foot marks. And twirl. So on this one, you gotta start in the middle and go around it all the way till you get to the outside. And yeah, I did it. Okay, have fun with it. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mrs. Anderson. Remember, last week I told you about a new book by one of our former teachers, English teacher, Mr. Ekoff. He has a book called
A Work in Progress, Stories, Poems, and Memoir.
It can be found on Amazon.com. Congratulations, Mr. Ekoff.
This is a big shout out to all the graduating classes of 2020. Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Now you gotta worry about college or do what else you want to do. Something like that.
Good luck in all your future endeavors.
Don't know what that words mean, but whatever. If you'd like to contact us through ideas, your email is below. Thank you for watching our morning announcements. And don't forget, Dubs is at the main office at the Ocosta School District. See you next time on Ocosta News.
And remember, be a good kid. Do the right thing.
See ya.
My hair's so long, I'll be able to do that soon.
I need a haircut.
So do I.